Well, hello everybody. How'd you like that last piece? The last video we posted was a vintage shot of my first job in acting when Raphael had his own show. He had a sitcom back in the 60s. And I'll tell you, it was my first gig and it didn't go too well, as you can see. That was the first day of work. Raphael went off the hook, went off the cuff, and had me fired. Didn't even get through the first scene. So, yeah, looking back, it's humbling. Now I'm at the peak of my stardom and fat and happy and all that. It's interesting to look back and remember your roots. But I'll tell you, me and Raphael are friends now, albeit there is a little bit of tension between us. You'll see it from now and then. And I think it's remnants of those days. Oh. Come in. Hello, Wampa. Whoa, we were just talking about you. Talking about me. In what fashion? Remember my first job working with you on your show and you had me fired? You fired me right on the spot, right on camera. No less. That's because you stunk, Wampa. Well, who stinks now? Mr. Washed Up 80s cartoon cheesy guy. I am the host of the KK Egg Surprise Game. I'm stinking rich here in my mansion, my fireplace and everything. I'll tell you something else. People love me. I'm getting fan letters every day. What are you getting now, Mr. Washed Up Cartoon Guy? Listen, let's let bygones be bygones. That was many years ago, Wampa. That was in the 60s. Oh, look who's come crawling and wanting a truce now that I've had the victory. But I'll tell you something. I'm a gracious, humble Wampa. So, I won't hold it against you. My solution to this problem is to forgive you. Aren't I noble and wise and humble and everything? Listen, you're kind of full of yourself, Wampa. I stopped by to see when our next blackjack night is or whatever, card game. Well, I'll tell you something. We can play cards, but I don't want to hear any more nonsense about that old show. You brought up the old show. I never brought it up. So what are you doing these days for work anyway? Well, I still get to be like at a cereal box now and then. Sometimes I'm in a video game. Sometimes there's a resurgence of my character. He becomes popular with a new generation of kids. They say like every 10 years or so you have a new generation of kids that you can reach with characters like the Ninja Turtles. Yeah, you keep telling yourself that. Okay, Mr. 1980. Empire Strikes Back. What have you done since then? I'll tell you something. I'm the host of the KK and Daddy Egg Surprise Game. That's what I'm doing. Top of the world. I was voted the most popular man in America, as I recall. That's not true at all. No, it's true. YouTube has found my fame. And I'll tell you something else. This world is big enough for both of us. That's true, it is, Wampa. Yes. No, I was just reminiscing, showing our old show and remembering my meager beginnings. My humble, my little beginnings. Too bad you're not humble now. You're kind of full of yourself, Wampa. Can you blame me? All right, folks. Me and my good friend Raphael here showing you my roots. Back when I auditioned for his show, got a job, didn't work on it for long. He had me canned. But you know what? Bygones are bygones. Now I have him frequently as a guest on the KK and Daddy Egg Surprise Game, keeping him in work, showing that I'm the bigger man. Really? Really? You fired me, I'm giving you a job all these years later. Oh, and by the way, I think I noticed in that video we showed that I said something like, one day you'll be working for me, didn't I? And here we are. You're working for me, Charlie. Thanks for joining us for another exciting episode of KK and Daddy's Egg Surprise Game, Wampa behind the scenes, showing you my roots. We had fun. Raphael and I are good friends. We're just having fun here. And we'll see you next time. See you next time, folks.